All right, welcome everyone to our weekly update for the Humanize IT framework. We want to cover basically one topic today. So that's one reason why I want to be short and sweet. It's just me, but I really only have one thing to talk about. And if you were here last week, you heard it then, but we're going to say it again. You need to be scheduling your annual meetings with your clients. With everything that's been going on in the world, the marketplace, everyone's businesses, now more than ever. The annual meetings are important to start with, but right now they're critical. And if you haven't been having these meetings, I understand that can be a bit of a challenge sometimes getting that started. Your client's going to be looking at you going, what is this about? All right. And I totally get that. All right. But you're just going to have to jump out there, make the leap and schedule this annual meeting as soon as possible. Now, one thing I thought Adam mentioned in the weekly newsletter, which was really important, is if you wait until after the holidays, you wait till after Thanksgiving to do this, you run a really good risk of of your client seeing you as, a last minute sort of guy, oh, I forgot, we have 2 weeks left in the year. Let's have a meeting to wrap things up. That's probably a little too late. I mean, if that's the only time that you can do it, that's fine, but you need to make the appointment now. All right. You need to schedule with your clients and say, hey, we need to have an annual meeting. We need to kind of wrap some things up for 2020, and we need to plan for 2021. My calendar is really full right now. How about we pick a time, December 15th, all right? That would be fine. If you make that appointment now versus waiting till December 14th, I think you'll come out ahead, far ahead, okay? So I know we're beating a bit of a dead horse here, but it is really, really important. And the reason why we're on this is we're hearing from a lot of our HIT members that they're doing the meetings, they're doing some quarterly business meetings, they're starting to get in to some of the budget stuff, but maybe they're a little ad hoc. We're just not seeing a consistent annual meeting planning across all of the HIT membership. And this is something that we think is really, really important. So we want to strongly encourage you to get these meetings done. If you need help, if you're like, okay, I'll do it, but I'm not really sure what to do, then reach out to coaching@virtualc.biz, grab some time on our calendar. We will be more than happy to pick a client and we'll go over with it. We say, hey, this is the kind of things you need to talk about. Let's take the strategic report and let's move some of these widgets around, and we'll give you some talking points. I mean, whatever you need, Adam and I are more than willing to help you out and get that up and running. So take those times, get those annual meetings planned. You can still follow a lot of the format of the lessons learned that we were talking about several months ago. What didn't go well, what is going well, and what do you need to do to prepare for things coming. And those are great talking points, but I think just getting the calendar and some of the project stuff worked out for 2021 is going to be really important. What we are hearing is a lot of companies are gearing up. They're anticipating to do a lot of work in 2021. They're a little unsure about exactly when or how much, but they are planning ahead. They are getting ready, and you need to be part of that process. And so if you sit down with your clients and say, all right, you guys have been talking about pushing out this, new ERP system or migrating this platform to something else, and it's time to do it. Let's put it on the calendar and use those project roadmaps. You've heard me talk about those before. Go out there, pick a time frame, drill it down to the month if you can, but if not, pick the quarter, and click that option there. Put that blue square on the little project roadmap, and then begin managing to that. All right, it's a pretty simple process. You don't have to have them sign anything in blood or something. There's nothing really, hard about saying, hey, all right, let's shoot for doing this in February of 2021. You get that on the calendar. You come along, you know, in November, you have a meeting with them. You go over project roadmap there, and they still, you know, 2021 February, we still on track for this. You get, you know, buy-in from the clients. December, January may come around. They go, you know, we still want to do that, but we got this other project running a few weeks late. Why don't we push that out to March of 2021? No problem. All right. Delaying that by a few weeks is really not that big a deal, but you and I both know that if you don't get something down, if you don't get something to a goal to work with them, you're going to come around to February 2021 and they're going to go, yeah, let's think about doing that next quarter maybe. And it's just going to keep getting pushed and pushed and pushed. All right. So get those things on the project roadmap. The great opportunity to do those, circling this back around, the great opportunity to get those on the project roadmap is to have your annual meeting to get those things planned out and get them going. We are also focusing on some new workshops. We've got some in the works for kind of a business focused one. But if you also want to do some other ones, we have some things going on. If you are having a specific need, you say, hey, I really need a workshop. You know, I need a 5-hour session on this, or I need, you know, 4 2-hour sessions or something. You know, me and my team need to get together. We need to work on this. Let us know. Adam and I are working on several of these. We got several ideas and getting some feedback from clients. So again, reach out. coaching@virtualc.biz is the easiest way to get a hold of both Adam and I. And, you know, pitch some ideas if you're wanting a workshop, or if you've followed up on some emails and some information that we've already sent out, go ahead and click commit on that. I think 2021 is going to be a busy year. However things shake out, economy, marketplace, you know, global events, whatever, you can only pause, you know, everything for so long. And then at some point, things have to happen. We're seeing it in some industries that have been, you know, affected as much as others, some more than others, but at some point that ball is going to start rolling again. And rather than getting rolled over by it, you can get on top of it and ride that. So it's going to take some planning. It's going to take getting your information ready and getting this thing lined out so that you have a really successful 2021. Let me kind of open up a little bit of a new topic. I know I said I only had one thing, but the annual meeting kind of led into something else. We have an option available to us in the managed services platform tool in the client engagement activities, and then manage that with the client engagement score to line out a whole series of meetings for the year. And you can go ahead and put those things on your internal calendar. Now, it doesn't put them on your client's calendar, but you can put those on your internal calendar and say, hey, we're going to have a technology review in Q1, or you can even drill it down. I mean, it will actually drill it down to, you know, the month, and it would say, hey, February is our technology review month. And then, you know, we're going to do for all of our public sector or charitable industry clients, we're going to do a budget meeting for these guys in March or May. That's when a lot of those guys are doing those. So you can plan all that out through the client engagement activities so that you have these things popping and you don't have to listen to Adam and I nagging on you saying, hey, you need to schedule all these meetings, because you'll be able to push that out and go, hey, I've already got that done. We've already got it on our schedule there, and the clients know what's coming up, and we'll call and, you know, or schedule a particular date and time with them as it gets a little bit closer. But setting the expectations of these meetings that you're going to have will really, really help you deliver that complete set of strategic VCIO services to your client. It won't be so ad hoc, you know, here's this, here's that. It'll be, here's our plan for the year. This is what we're going to be doing for you guys. And that is able to portray you as a much more well put together, much more strategically focused, proactive partner rather than a reactive Mr. Fix-It guy. So again, I thank everyone for joining. I'm looking at the time here. I'm wondering if I ought to talk a little bit longer. I know our meetings go a little bit longer, but without Adam here and kind of my one single topic, I'm running out of a few talking points, and I don't want to drag you guys on for too long. But while we wrap up here, real quick, if anybody's got any questions, you can fire those off in the chat. We can address those now. Looking through everyone here, but again, you know, those annual meetings, get on those, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and plan out. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and plan out, work on a complete plan. And if you guys have been through some of the master classes that we used to do with Managed Services Platform, man, it started a couple of years ago, went back for maybe a year. There was a section there very early on in the client engagement part where I have a spreadsheet that we kind of work it out as far as what sort of activities you're going to do with a client over a 12-month period. And we don't typically run them calendar year. I mean, because you onboard clients throughout the year, right? So having everything start in January probably won't work for operational wise, but given where we are in time and all, January might be a really good time to pick, 15, 20, or at least the top 50% of your clients and go, hey, here's our plan for the year, and to roll it out. And so get with me if you want. You reach me directly, Skip at coaching Skip at sorry, I get too many email addresses in there. Skip at virtualc.biz, and we'll use my little worksheet if we want, or we'll come up with something else. But we can get in there. We can kind of budget out what meetings, what activities that you want to do with your clients, and then we can apply that. We can again use the Managed Services Platform tool to apply that set of activities to all the different client segments. And again, we can walk through that. I mean, if you want to have, you've got a handful of clients that you're going to do a lot more engagements with, a lot more in-depth engagements with, and then maybe another set that you're going to engage with less, and possibly even a third set where you have just a few touch points. We can plan all that out throughout the year. That way that you can have, again, that concise, that productized sort of solution that you can run with your clients. And again, you've heard us say this before, there's a lot of people out there saying they're strategic partners, but if you're using the Humanized IT framework, you have the very distinct, and I would say very competitive advantage of going to your clients or your potential clients and saying, hey, we're a strategic partner and this is how we do it. Because if you'll hit your competitors' websites, just scroll around through MSP providers throughout the country, and there's a lot of use of strategic and competitive and, insightful, and, they got a lot of the fluffy buzzwords about, virtual CIOs and consultative services and stuff, but there's not a lot to back it up. It's kind of, the cotton candy sort of thing. And I think a lot of clients are kind of like, you might have seen the video clip of the raccoon that has some cotton candy. He goes to wash it, like they do all their food, and they stick it in the water and it just disappears. All right. And I think that's what a lot of your competitors' VCIO services are. I mean, they're talking about inventory reports or tickets that they've closed. It's really not strategic at all. And I know many of you guys are doing very strategic engagements. You're using the reports that we have out there. You have the right approach. You're starting to ask the right questions to get things in the right format. That's all positive, but you need to be able to productize that. You need to be able to show people the value of what you're delivering rather than having them remember what you've done. Go ahead and kind of, show them what you're going to do, and having that plan, one of those elements of that plan being your annual meetings, by the way, just saying. Having that plan there so that you can show your clients, hey, this is what we're going to do over the course of the year will really, really help you out. And then going back to one of my early comments today was, your clients may be a little questioning when you call them up and say, hey, I want to have an annual workshop or an annual strategy review. You haven't done that before. They may be wondering what's going on. When you're able to lay out a plan with your clients, then they're going to understand, oh yeah, they sent me that message the other day and said they had a whole series of things they're going to do in 2021. Those look pretty cool. And they're asking for the annual meeting. They're asking to schedule me up for, technology review or budget planning or an application analysis, whatever it is. I mean, you can stagger those out. And if you tell your clients that you're going to do that, and then you follow up with a meeting request to actually do that, well, you actually look like you know what you're doing. And it just really helps you bring everything and put it together. All right. So I made it past the 20-minute mark. Okay. So I think we've all committed our time that we need to in this. Hopefully you got something valuable out of it. Schedule the meetings, schedule time with Adam and I if you want any help on doing that. And we look forward to talking to you guys again. I'll hang around here for just a second longer. If anybody has anything they want to put in the chat. But other than that, I will let you guys go and see you again next week. Thanks, everyone.